Hello everybody, hope you are doing great. In this video we're going to go through JavaScript objects and learn how we can use them. So what's an object? An object is a collection of key value pairs where keys, also known as properties, are strings or symbols, and values can be any data type: string, number, array, boolean, object. Really doesn't matter. So let's give a quick example. So this is how you define an object. So let's call that const. Let's call it person, alright? Equals curly braces. And in here, as we said, we have key values. So the key in this case, let's say a person has a name. So the name is a property. You could call it property, you could call it a key. Really means the same thing. So let's call him John. And person has a name, has also an age, say he's 34, say is employed, maybe false, right? Yeah, pretty much that's it. So let's console log the person object and see what it's in there. So as you can see, guys, as I said earlier, we have key value. So the key is name, the value is John. And then we have a key age, and the value is 34. Key is employed, and the value is false. So what happened if you wanted to only access a single key or like a single property of the person? Let's say we only wanted to access the name, we only wanted to know the name of the person object. So you could use the dot on the object followed by the key's name. So in our case, we have name, so we're just going to put name in here. As you can see, we got access to John. Let's say we wanted to know the person's age, so type age at 34. Wanted to know if he's employed. Let's see, no, he's not. Return false. So this is how you access values within an object. Let's say I wanted to, let's comment out this thing. Let's say I had this person didn't want people to know if he's employed or not, right? So how do we remove this key from our person's object? So to do that, we use the delete followed by the object, which is in this case called person, then dot followed by the key that we want to remove from our object. In our case, we want to remove is employed. So this is how you remove a key from an object. Let's make sure that it has been deleted. I'm just gonna console log person, see what's gonna happen. As you can see, guys, we only have name and age. Is employed is nowhere to be found in our object. So this is how you delete or remove a key from an object. And a quick note, let's say in this case we don't have is employed. Let's say we wanted to access something like day of birth, right? Let's see what's going to be logged in the console. Undefined. So look, every time you're trying to access a property that doesn't exist on a certain object, it's always going to return undefined because it does not exist. All right. So this is how you know if an object has a property or no. If it returns undefined, it means it does not exist on the object. All right. Let's cover. We could also, as I said, we could have strings, numbers, booleans. Let's cover arrays too. Let's say friends, right? It's gonna be an array. Say Sarah and David. All right. So that's another one. Ben. Okay. So let's say I wanted to only have a look at the person's friends, right? So let's console log person dot friends and see what's gonna have. There you go. We had an array of that has names of the person's friends. All right. So what we covered so far: strings, numbers, booleans, arrays. Let's cover objects too. Let's say place visited. All right. So in here, you can have an object, and let's say you can have a country, and a city. So country, let's say Spain. The city is Madrid. So Madrid. Now let's access the place visited. So there you go. We got an object. So now we have an object inside another object. All right. So let's say, so we covered strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, objects. Now we have only one left, which we could also have functions, but when are used with objects, we call them methods. All right. So let's say, let's call it greet. All right. Let's say greet, and then function. Yeah, there you go. Let me comment out this thing. And here, let's console log hello John, and 34 years old. So now, how do we call this function? Pretty much simple. So person, and then dot followed. So person dot greet, right? Call the function as always. There you go. We had our message logged to the console, right? But there's still something off in here, which is I'm using John and the age, the name and the age, right? Just hard coded. Is there a way we could access the name and the age from our person's object? I think so. There is a way. So how do we do it? So let's come here and hello distribute this. I am, yeah. So how do we access the name and the age? So hello so by using the this keyword, right? So what is this? So the this keyword in our case references the person's object. So this is going to be equal to the person, which means we could access the name and the age from it. So this dot name, right? And then in here we want to add the age too. And since this references the person, we could have access to the age too. So this dot age. Let's save the file. It's just gonna happen. Hello, I'm John. Oh, okay. We added a little space over here. Yeah, so see? Hello, I'm John and I'm 34 years old. Right? So the this keyword is always gonna reference the object, right? But the this keyword should always be inside the object. If we console log this in here, it's gonna give us a totally different value. It's gonna give us the window, right? Object. So make sure whenever you're using this, make sure you're using it within an object if your goal is to get access to the properties within that object. All right. That's it pretty much for today's video, guys. We covered pretty much everything about objects, how we could access a value from an object, how we could remove or delete a value from an object. We covered pretty much all different types of data that we can use in an object. So yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to comment below the video. I'll make sure to respond as many comments as possible. Also make sure to like the video, and see you guys in the next one.